Hello, and welcome to episode 41 of Let's Talk Immigration. Um, if you're listening to this after it was recorded, welcome. Thank you. Um, first, let me see. I want to cover DV 2020, DV 2021. Gomez, good luck. Get this question all through every live all the time. So I'm just going to get it out of the way for those of you tuning in for it. I do not have an update on the outcome of the appeal. We're still waiting on the outcome of the appeal. Okay. So it looks like we've already got some questions, which is a little crazy since we just started the live, but I will go ahead and jump into questions. If you have a question, be sure to ask it on the YouTube channel or the Facebook channel. Thanks. So we got, good evening. Will the visas that have been kept for DV 2020 be given because the fiscal year is in September? Great question. The fact that the fiscal year 2023 ends in September of this year is not relevant to DV 2020 or DV 2021 reserved visas. Okay, so this year, where we are in this fiscal year, that's not relevant to that. Two separate, completely different things. Whether or not those visas will be made available depends upon the outcome of the appeal, and we're still waiting to hear on that. Okay. Andre also asked, if the court makes a positive decision, what are the chances that a candidate of DV 2020, part of Kennedy, will get an interview date? Okay, so if you're a DV 2020 selectee and you were not issued a visa in 2020 before April of 2020, that means you're a Gomez class member. The fact that you're a Kennedy plaintiff won't change your status as far as being a Gomez class member. However, it means that you'll have access to us, Morrison Urena, to help guide you through the process, which we think will give you an advantage. So as far as like the odds or the chances, that's very difficult to predict because it depends on so many factors, like what embassy you're at and what the status of that embassy is at the time that we beat the appeal, right? Because like the embassy status today doesn't matter. It's the embassy status, what they're doing the day that we beat the appeal. We recently got a recording from a meeting last year between the visa office and consulates, and there was a question and answer period where the consulates are asking questions and the visa office is answering. And it's a recording that's up on our website. And one of the things that we found out from that is sometimes embassies will prioritize one visa category over another. And sometimes it's two different embassies are making the opposite prioritization, right? So like one embassy, this is at the very end of that recording, if you listen to it. One of the example they give, one embassy is prioritizing DVs. They just want to schedule DVs. The other embassy is saying, we just want to schedule families. We don't want to schedule DVs. So your chances kind of depend upon what that arbitrary decision is by the consular chief at the time that visas resume. Okay, the visa issuances resume. So, but I wrote a blog entry. If you go to Morrison Urena and then blog, here, I can find it real quick. Give me a second. That talks about how many Gomez class members there are, which is relevant to your question a lot, right? I'll show you where it's at so you can find it and read it later. Present, share screen. Mm-hmm. If you go to our website, go over to blog, and it's not been a recent entry. It's something I wrote in October. It's how many Gomez class members want reserved Gomez visas. And my prediction at the end of that basically, was that I'm having to refresh my memory. I think the Gomez class is about 43,000 applicants. However, I think a few of them have already got into the U.S. through different means, right? Through DV 2021, 2022, 2023, or they've sought asylum, or they've decided to forget the US and go to Canada, or they've died, or they've just decided that they don't want to immigrate. So that number is not should not be as intimidating as you think. Time it never goes up, but it's always increasing, the number of people that want one of these Gomez visas. So anyway, if you go to blog on our website, how many Gomez class members want reserved visas, you'll see a discussion there that will help with that if you're really trying to figure out the math part of it. Okay. Ada Farid says, Mr. Morrison, when decision, when planting and good luck take more time after DV 2020 are together? Great question. I think good luck will take more time than DV 2020 because DV 2020 is already at summary judgment. DV 2021, the good luck case, we have to win summary judgment. What that means is Judge Mehta has to issue another order. Now, if you're a Ray plaintiff or you're waiting for an interview at one of the embassies that the Ray case concerned, like primarily embassies in Europe, that's not true for Ray. We don't have to go to summary judgment for Ray because of the way Judge Chetkin structured that order. So if you're good luck and you're not at a European embassy, though, it's probably going to take longer, which is kind of fair because the people from DV 2020 have waited longer, right? 2021, good luck. Thank you for joining the live. We do not have an update. Still waiting on the outcome from the appeal. Okay, we've got a question from YouTube. We are homeless good luck applicants in case of positive appeal decision outcome. While we spend time to transfer our case to embassy, would accept. While we will spend time to transfer our case to embassy, what would our good luck case? Are there any risks by the time our case accepted, all visas reserved will be gone? First of all, I need to define their question a little bit. When they say they're homeless good luck applicants, what they mean is not homeless in the literal sense. What they mean is they are what are called homeless nationalities by the State Department because the U.S. is the homeless one. We're the ones that do not have a home in those countries. So, for instance, Iranians are considered homeless applicants, even though they're not homeless. I hate this terminology, a homeless nationality, because the U.S. does not have an embassy in Iran. Same is true for Afghanistan, although Afghanistan is unique because they have not designated an embassy to take the place of Afghanistan. So once they designate an embassy to take the place of an embassy that closed, like for Iran, they designated 3. For Russia, they designated 1. For Ukraine, they designated 1. Back when Cuba was temporarily closed, they designated 1, Georgetown. Yemen, they designated Sana'a. Once they label a nationality as homeless, then they designate an embassy. You have a path at that embassy. It's an automatic transfer. But if they don't designate it, then there's this sort of a gray area where they can handle things differently. Usually it means, like for Afghanistan's, if you're an Afghanistan visa applicant, any place you can get to, you can move your case there. That's how they're handling Afghanistan. I know for Sudan, even though they haven't made it a homeless nationality, I don't think, they've automatically transferred many of the cases to Cairo. I have one case right now where they haven't given us a case number at Cairo, so it's not transferring yet. But anyway, what what I'm getting at is we don't know how that will work. Okay, you could be at a disadvantage if you are scheduled. If you chose an embassy on the DS-260 that is no longer available to do interviews, you could be at a disadvantage just because of the timing. And but we'll see how that works when we get there. You may need to travel fast. It may be a good time right now when you don't have anything else to do to line up paths to travel to different countries that have U.S. embassies, right? Ideal U.S. embassies are in Mexico or India. Let me tell you why. There are no other DVs in Mexico or India because those countries are not eligible for the people that are chargeable to those countries are not eligible for the DV program. Yet those embassies are high volume embassies that know how to do a lot of visas. So if they've only got 6 DVs laying around, they get them issued. So ideal places to travel in preparation or to line up travel, I wouldn't travel yet, would be countries like Mexico or India. But Europe, also good. Okay. Mimosa says, I'm a DV 2021er with confirmation documentation. I will have an interview date. Mimosa, we don't know. Also, I don't know if the documentarily qualified status of your case is relevant now because the DV program doesn't do that anymore. KCC no longer qualifies documents. And so I don't think that will matter. It could, but I don't think it will matter. Mohammed says, is there any opportunity for 2021 without case court? It depends on the embassy that you, the answer is no. But there's a lot of people from 2021 that will be eligible for visas under the Ray order if we prevail on that appeal, Ray versus Biden, because the way that Judge Chutkan structured that order is it provides visas for people that were waiting for interviews at specific embassies. Unfortunately, they weren't embassies in the Middle East. They were embassies, primarily Europe, but also I think Brazil, South Africa, and China, if I remember right. Check the order to make sure. And it wasn't just Europe; it was Schengen area. Okay. What about Good Luck TV 2021, please, sir? Hi, Hakeem. I covered that when we started. I don't have an answer. We're still waiting for the outcome of the appeal. James said, good afternoon. Good afternoon, James. I think you have perfect attendance. Hakeem says, how long can we wait for good 2021 good luck? It looks like we're going to find out, right? So I don't know how long it's going to take. So you can ask that question 16, 25 different ways. The answer is still the same. I don't know how long it's going to take. What is the court doing for good luck case now, and when will it get an opinion? Any idea? Deepak, the tone of this question concerns me. It is not the court's fault that your immigration path has been delayed. It is the Biden administration's fault for appealing a decision where we were victorious. Okay? Not the court's fault. Courts take time. That's how courts are. If you don't like that, then don't file a lawsuit. Okay? So let's not pick on the court, not all caps court. No. Courts are our friends. So what the court is doing, so you know, is there's thousands of other lawsuits that are also going on at the same time. There's also criminal convictions. In the U.S., there's several indictments against our former president across multiple courts. So courts are busy, okay? And we're not in a place to judge how they should prioritize their dockets. They have to decide that. Okay. Mohammed says Egypt. Okay. Egypt is not an embassy under the Ray versus Biden order. So if you were not a good luck plaintiff and you were waiting for a visa from Cairo, your DV 2021 journey is over and nothing will change that. I see where you said your case number. It won't change it. Francis says, what about DV 2021? Well, that's a vague question here. Your journey for DV 2021 is over unless you were a good luck plaintiff, which you don't say that you are, or you're waiting for an interview from one of the embassies that was designated in the Ray versus Biden order. Omar says, hi, how are you? I'm warm and exhausted, but I'm going to get through this. Okay. There's a specific time frame for the court to decide regarding DV 2020, or it's up to them. It's up to them. Kareem smiles. Thank you for smiling, Kareem. There is a law they issued by Congress. Every appeal have to get ruled by 12 months. Is that right? No, that is not right. That did not happen. Omar says, nice haircut. Thank you. Usually I put some product in it, the glue, but I forgot to today. I'm sorry about that. So that wraps up all the questions that I have here, except one more. One more question. Good afternoon. Has there been an improvement in the time frame of our win cases processing at the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad? To my knowledge, no. And I'm going through our clients right now and what they're experiencing. I don't think that there's been any improvement. I mean, they're scheduling visa interviews and they're issuing visas, but not to the scale that they need to. I think Secretary Blinken, at this point, we need to just recognize and acknowledge that this is deliberate, that for some reason, the Secretary of State of the United States of America has decided that Pakistanis and Afghans should not be issued immigrant visas, so he's throttling them. And that's why you have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 years longer if you're waiting for a visa from Islamabad. So it's very sad situation there. I have 2 lawsuits pending about this, by the way. The Naveed case is pending with Morrison Arena, and I have another case pending with my other law firm. And we're waiting on the answer to that complaint. I was reminded because your last name is Iqbal, and that's the name of that case. So follow the Naveed case, follow Iqbal, because those are the 2 cases that are challenging what's going on at Islamabad. Almost said in the past, you said that there are 2 motions for summary judgment and good luck, and Judge Mehta should pick one of them. Does that take a long time? Well, he has to answer both of them. He has to issue an order on both, and it's possible to issue summary judgment part for the plaintiffs and part for the defendants. It won't take a long time in that Judge Mehta understands all the issues, but it will take a long time because there's a lot of issues. And it's not simple to get through them. So I would not expect it within a month. But my law partner, Rafael Urena, has, I think he's more optimistic. He thinks that maybe Judge Mehta will just make it happen faster. And it's possible. But I'm not sure. There's just really no way to know. I know Judge Mehta's docket is very busy. And so it probably wouldn't be reasonable to expect it to be fast. I would say there's 3 motions for summary judgment that Judge Mehta has to attack too. He has to do the government's motion for summary judgment against Good Luck and Go. No. Wait. Nope, there's 2. You're right. I get confused because Go has another situation because they've already got summary judgment, but they have a counter appeal, cross appeal before the Court of Appeals. So you're right. It's 2. One from the government, one from the plaintiffs on Good Luck and Ray. No, not Ray. This is confusing. Just Good Luck, summary judgment motions. No summary judgment motion in Ray. It's not necessary there. Okay. That wraps up today's episode 41 of Let's Talk Immigration. Join us next Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to drop by with a question, have a great week.